Well, I'd like to talk about psychotherapy today and what role that played in my quote unquote mental illness. I happened to be a psychology major when I was at Cornell University. I just found it interesting and I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I learned a lot about the theories, all the man made theories about psychology. And then after graduating, I started getting all these symptoms and I was diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder at age 22. Um, I spent over a decade in the system on disability, on Medicare, in and out of hospitals, living in a group home, seeing dozens of practitioners and doctors and therapists. And so, in terms of psychotherapy specifically, I found it helpful to have someone to talk to. So I was very isolated. My social structure broke down. Family and friends start looking at you differently, or not hanging out with you as much, or treating you differently. And with when it's called mental illness, the person gets blamed a lot, which is really sad. But I found it helpful to be able to talk to someone, just like hang out with a friend for an hour, an empathetic friend who can listen to some of the challenges. And the aspect that I found helpful was any compassion that was in that interaction. So any understanding, or if the therapist said, "Oh, that must be really difficult. I'm sorry you're going through that." Any type of compassion was what I found healing in those sessions. But it's not the psychology aspect had nothing to do with it. I didn't find it helpful talking about past trauma. I had some significant childhood trauma, but that wasn't causing my symptoms, and it wasn't causing me emotional distress or anything. And I didn't find it helpful to talk about. And those sessions, while they were helpful in getting me through the day, if I was really struggling, it didn't solve the problem. I remember going finding this new therapist, and I was all excited. She was supposed to be really good, and I thought it was going to help. And it didn't solve the problem. I saw her for a few weeks or months, and then afterwards, I was in the same situation I was in before. So, really, in over 25 years of me searching in health, going to different clinics, traveling around the country, the only source of information that actually tells what is causing symptoms and conditions is the medical medium information. It's the only information that said that toxic heavy metals and solvents and chemicals and viruses excreting neurotoxins are causing specific symptoms like depression, anxiety, bipolar symptoms, psychosis. So every other information in alternative and conventional health, it was either blaming me in some way or another. It was my mind, it was my genes, it was, my thinking. It was, just crazy theories, man-made theories that didn't help. So, the physical causes of mental health symptoms have to be addressed. So, psychotherapy alone didn't solve the situation because the physical causes have to be addressed. If you're going on a hike, let's say, and you have a bunch of pebbles in your shoes, and you're going on a hike with your family, and your family members are like, why is Joshua walking so slow? Why is Joshua complaining? Why aren't you enjoying yourself, Joshua? What's wrong with you? And they keep like, you're not just hiking, enjoying yourself. You're not comfortable. You're struggling. You're in pain, and everyone around you is just like, what's wrong with you? Why aren't you happy? Why aren't you comfortable? Why aren't you hiking as fast as you should be? And it's like constantly being blamed when there's something physical causing the symptoms. There's mercury deposits in the brain, and there's not a lot of room in the brain. The brain matter is packed in there really tight, and you got these mercury deposits disrupting electrical signals, causing oxidizing and running off into nearby tissue and creating all these weird symptoms. And everyone's like, why can't you just get your stuff together? What's wrong with you, Joshua? And it's just devastating. So I really hope that over time as the medical medium information gets out into the world and more practitioners are learning about it and using it, that the system can change, and over time the physical causes of symptoms that are deemed mental can start to be addressed. And then while those are being addressed, then yeah, of course someone needs some type of social structure, they need some type of daily routine, they need support people in their lives, but the physical causes have to be addressed and handled in order to heal the symptoms. And that's been my experience in over 25 years searching in health, over a decade being sick. I've been healed and medication free for over 10 years now. I'm completely medication free, living a normal life, working, have a home, and it's incredible. It's amazing that these, my greatest fear when I was younger was that I'd be like that forever. I didn't know if it was possible to heal. And it's amazing having healed something that no one thought was possible, and able to feel like myself again, able to live my life. So there is hope. There are answers. The Medical Medium Brain Saver books are a great resource. They go in depth into these symptoms and provide the tools to start helping, address the causes, removing the metals, knocking down the viruses so that the symptoms start to improve. So God bless you. Sorry for any struggles you're going through. I know it's not easy. I know there's not a lot of understanding sometimes in society and the people around us, but we can choose to take responsibility for ourselves, learn the information, use our free will to make choices, whatever choices we can in our situation. Whatever finances we have that we can afford, whatever choices we have to make, we can choose to make, and be consistent every day and build upon it and keep healing. So God bless you. Take care. Amen.